Hi there, my name is Serena Heppes. I am a certification instructor with the Certified Horsemanship Association, and today we are here on behalf of CHA, the Certified Horsemanship Association, to give you a little bit of a safety tip on how to shorten your stirrups from the saddle and how to tighten your girth from the saddle. And today I have my lovely assistant Monica here to help me out, and we also have Bill, who's also wonderful as well. So first things first, when you go to adjust your stirrups or when you go to adjust your girth, you want to make sure that you always have your reins in your hand. You never want to let go, because if something were to happen, if your horse were to spook at something, then that would not be fantastic if you don't have a nice handhold on that rein to stop your horse and get your leg back on to keep yourself safe. So she's going to make sure that while she does this, she's able to do everything with one hand. Today we're showing it with her left hand, but it doesn't matter which side you do, because there are two sides of the girth and there are two stirrups on a saddle. So to tighten your English girth from the saddle safely, what the rider is going to do is they're going to keep their reins in their opposite hand. She's going to keep her foot in the stirrup, she's going to pick it up and place it on the horse's shoulder, which then gives her the freedom to get to the flap where she can now access the billets of the saddle. From there, she can pull up that buckle guard, use her hands to put the prong of the girth into the proper hole, and then after she's done with that, she'll make sure she puts that buckle flap down to protect the flap of the saddle, and she can put everything back in place, make it nice and tidy, and continue on with her ride. So that's how you typically would safely tighten your girth while you're in the saddle in an English saddle. The reason that we want to try to keep our foot in the stirrup when we go to adjust the girth is if the horse does move, it gives us a little bit more stability. So if something happens, we have our foot in the stirrup ready to go, and we can put our leg on our horse and keep ourselves safe and in the saddle. So if you're in the saddle and you want to adjust your stirrups from the saddle without dismounting, which is totally possible and safe to do from an English saddle, you would do the exact same thing when we tightened our girth. We'd keep our reins in our opposite hand. We can take our foot out of the stirrup and put it up on the horse's shoulder, just like we did when we went to go tighten the girth. From there, our rider can pull on the tail of the stirrup leather, which exposes the buckle, and she can use her hand while still holding the reins to move the buckle up or move the buckle down. When she's done adjusting it, she has to make sure that she hides that buckle back up underneath that flap, and she'll tuck the tail in so that everything is nice and tidy before she goes out on her ride. She flattens her stirrup, she picks it up, and then she's ready to go on her hack. Make sure that when you do ride, you make sure your stirrups are even and that you adjust both sides of your stirrup before you go out on your ride. And that is how we shorten our stirrups from the saddle. That's also how we tighten our girth from the saddle. And that is going to be our safety tip for today. So thank you for joining us with the Certified Horsemanship Association.